All right. I like to start on time, so it's 1:02, so we're gonna get it started. We're recording this. Oh, I think we need to turn on the recording, maybe. It's already on. Okay, great. So we're recording this so you can share it with your staff and coworkers if you'd like, and we'll also have it posted on our website so you could check it out later if something happens and then you want to refer back to it. I'll start off by introducing the SIBA team that's here today. I'm Linda Marie Barrett. I'm the Executive Director of SIBA, and with me is Nikki Leone, who is our Communications and Systems Coordinator and many other things, and Candace Huber, who is our Membership Coordinator and Social Media Coordinator, and also many, many other things. They'll be leading you through most of the tour of our member benefits. So the part that I'm going to talk about, and I meant to say, if you have any questions while we're talking about things, please feel free to ask the question in the chat. We might stop our presentation and address what you're asking, and we may ask you to unmute if you'd like to talk more about what your question is. So feel free to say hello in the chat and also ask any questions in the chat. So the part I'm going to focus on is the way SIBA communicates with you. So you probably noticed that we do send you emails often. Um, we want to keep you up to date with our programming. So we will be sending you information about upcoming programming, surveys about our programming if we want your input on something we're doing, and early bird signups for things like the New Voices, New Rooms conference. We try not to flood your inbox. But if you notice that we're emailing you frequently about something, we really want your attention, and we will try to keep it to a minimum. The one email we really want you to look at is our newsletter, which comes out on Thursdays at 4 o'clock Eastern. We put all of our updates on programming there, and we include sometimes industry programming outside of SIBA that we think you should know about. And we do bookstore highlights and other fun things there. So we really recommend if there's one email, check that one out. The other one we want you to check out is on Monday morning. I send out an email to hit on a couple highlights from the week before, just to make sure that you have those things on your radar. The other form of emails that you'll be receiving from us, if you don't already, are e-blasts. Um, E-blasts are emails from publishers and our other industry partners. They are usually about titles that publishers want you to know about. They specifically want SIBA booksellers to know about these titles. And the e-blasts can include offers for advanced reading copies. It might be an offer to sign up for special signed editions of one of the special books that's coming out, or even swag like special posters or book covers. So we recommend that you open those, check them out, and then some of them will even include an Edelweiss link so you can order them. If it's not something you're interested in, feel free to ignore them. But they can be very important for new stores that don't have sales reps, or sales reps that are visiting their stores, so that you can get those advanced reading copies and stay on top of important titles that might sell really well for you and appeal to your customers. We also communicate with you through social media, which Candace will touch upon in their presentation. We would love to connect with you on social media, and not only for us to keep you up to date on what we're doing, but if you tag us in your social media posts, we'll often share what you're doing to try to bring more attention to your efforts too. As far as how you can communicate with us, just please email us about anything. You can email us individually, the SIBA team, or you can even respond back to an e-blast you received from SIBA and ask a question, and we'll get it to the right person to respond back to you. If you want a one-on-one meeting with us on Zoom, just email us and we'll set that up for you. We do office hours upon request all year round, and we really want to help you if there's some issue that you need a little bit more personal guidance on. And another way that you can communicate with SIBA and with your colleagues is through our Discord community. Um, we host a SIBA community on Discord, and you could email Candace to sign up, and you'll find out often the people on the Discord community share news that's happening in the industry and opportunities, like if there's certain job postings from publishers or a bookstore needs some feedback on some programming they're doing. So I'm going to turn things over to Candace now, who will let you know about some other member benefits.
Hi, everybody. I am Candace, your membership coordinator. You get emails from me as well. Usually it says in the subject line, Candace wants you to do something, and it's coming from me. I always say, Hi, SIBA friends, and I am happy to be here to help you with really anything you need. That's my job as a membership coordinator, is to be in touch with y'all. So I want to go through a couple of things today about your member benefits, just to let you know of what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and share our member benefits brochure. And hopefully everybody can see this. This is our member benefits brochure. We keep it as updated as we possibly can, and it is on our website as well. So you can go to the website. That's what I did. I went to the website and I clicked on the member benefits brochure, and you can see this. I can also email you a copy if you want. You can email me and I'll just send you the link to it. But this is our member benefits brochure, and it has everything in here about our benefits. So there are some things that I do just want to pull out for you. One is this scholarships and financial assistance. So SIBA offers a lot of different grant and scholarship opportunities and rebates and things like that throughout the year. So one thing that I do want to pull up here, this is our scholarships and financial assistant page on sibaweb.com. And so if you go here, this is a listing of all of the scholarships and financial assistance that we offer. A lot of them are for professional development, like travel grants to get you to our New Voices, New Rooms conference. We have our Carla Gray Scholarship and our George Keening. We have a lot of different scholarships that are on here, so make sure that you look at this. But I do want to point out a couple of things as well. So one is our Combined Regional Bookstore banner, or sometimes we call it Banner for Dues program. So this is if you put a banner on your website that SIBA promotes with publisher promotions. If you do that, you can get eternally free and current membership. So we wanted to point that out. You can always email me and I'll give you more information on that. We also have a subsidy for the holiday catalog if you order it. So we subsidize imprinting on the catalog at $40 per store. And Nikki's going to tell you a lot more about the catalogs in a bit, but I just wanted to point out that subsidy there. We have the McCoy grant, which I believe is probably coming up fairly soon. So keep a lookout for that. The Nancy Olson Bookseller Award. And the other thing I wanted to point out is the Professional Bookseller School reimbursement. So if you take a course with the Professional Bookseller School and you get certified, SIBA will give you a rebate on the course. You can also get a discount up front. We have codes. So if you register for a Professional Bookseller School course, make sure that you email me or Linda Marie and we can send you those codes so that you get your discount up front. I also wanted to point out here the Peer Bookseller Resource Library. You do have to be logged in to view this. So just as an FYI, I am logged in here. But this is also a really great collection of resources for booksellers, and it's from and by SIBA member booksellers. And you can see a lot of different things here. So SIBA adds things, so you can see things about our programs here as well. It doesn't look like my internet is super fast today, but we have stuff about our programs and banned books and DEI resources. So we add things here. You can also see, so our Read This Next, which I think Nikki will talk about as well, is here. You can see press kits from other stores. So if you want to see examples of press and publicity kits from other bookstores, you can view that here. We also have our banned books and DEI resources. So this is a really good resource for you that I wanted to make sure that you know about. You can also submit resources to us, which we would really, really love for you to do, because of course the more that's here, the more useful it is for folks. And so you can go here to add a resource, and you can fill out this form, and add something that you want to share with other booksellers that you think is useful. So as you can see here, we have things like this offsite event checklist or in-store event checklist, event summaries, emergency preparedness, etc. We have lots of things in here. So make sure that you come, you can filter, you can search. So make sure that you come and take a look at the Peer Bookseller Resource Library and submit things to us. We definitely want to see the things that y'all are doing as well. I also wanted to talk about, just really quickly, our blog here. Right now, you can request two different training kits or two different toolkits from us. The first is this anti-racism training kit, and the other is our Banned Books Week toolkit. Both of these are currently available for you to request. So this is actually on SIBA's blog. So on SIBAweb.com, right now it's called News. That may change as we change our website, but right now it's called News. We have a blog function. You can click that and you can actually see just everything that goes into our newsletter. So if you miss the newsletter email, you can always come to the blog. And I definitely wanted to point out these two toolkits. The anti-racism training toolkit is based on the 21-day racial equity challenge that we used to do. And now we made a whole training toolkit about it. So it is a toolkit that you can use both with internally with your staff or externally with your community. And I think it's a really great resource that SIBA is offering. So make sure that you go and check that out. We also have the Banned Books Week toolkit. It's something that we offered last year. We're offering it again. It is an updated version from last year as well, and this will help you to promote Banned Books Week. We also have a lot of social media templates in there for you to use and shelf talkers and things like that. So make sure that you check that out as well. And I also am going to stop sharing now. I think that's all the things that I wanted to share. But I will also tell you a little bit about some of our networking opportunities that SIBA offers. So we have in-person networking and education opportunities. So we have things like our New Voices, New Rooms annual conference. We also have March Madness, which will be the next thing coming up. Linda Marie is going to talk in a bit about what March Madness is. We are currently looking for hosts, but that is a really great way to do in-person networking as well. And we also have a lot of virtual networking and education opportunities. So we have our NVNR owner strategy sessions. We actually have one of those coming up. We also have pretty regular webinars similar to this one. So we did one that was really well attended, and we got great feedback on it. That was about supporting trans employees and community. That is actually on our YouTube channel. I think you can find it in the Peer Bookseller Resource Library as well. So we do regular webinars. We also do the NVNR publicity speed dating. That is a virtual event where you can brag about your bookstore to publicists and try to get events for your store. And we also have upcoming, the SIBA board is offering a DEI training for bookstores. And we have a new owners retreat specifically for new and prospective owners. So those are all virtual networking and education opportunities. Linda Marie mentioned our Discord server as well. That is a place that you can come and connect with other SIBA member stores if you want to start conversations there. So we have a lot of ways to network both in person and virtually. And then finally, I wanted to talk about some ways that SIBA can help you raise your visibility, both in your community and in the industry. So the first thing is that we do bookstore profiles in our newsletter and on social media. You may have seen these in our newsletter. So we will profile your store. You can go on and fill out the bookseller profile, or you can email me. There's a form that I'll have you fill out. And then we will feature you in our newsletter and on social media. This goes out to the industry at large. So it raises your visibility with publishers. It goes onto our social media. And we also post these on the Southern Bookseller Review, which is something Nikki will talk about in a minute, but that is our consumer-facing publication. So consumers will see your store as well. We also run what is called SIBA Spark. So this is like a brief little highlight about something your store is doing that is cool or joyful or fun, or also if you're fighting book bans and things like that, we want to highlight you. So we do have that SIBA Spark highlight as well. There's a form that you can fill out for that to tell us about what you're doing in your store. We would love to hear about it for profiles and for SIBA Spark highlights. We also have the Southern Bookseller Review, which, as I said, it's a consumer-facing publication. Nikki will tell you more about it in a minute, but you can have your bookstore reviews from your booksellers featured in the Southern Bookseller Review and on our social media. And finally, every year for the Southern Book Prize, we've been doing a social media scavenger hunt. So this is a really cool thing that we've done with a bunch of stores where on social media, I get a bunch of stores to help us promote the finalists for the Southern Book Prize. Each store will post about one finalist and then they tag another store. And we have consumers like go through to see who all the finalists are. So they'll start at a store, then they'll click through to the next store to see the next finalists, on and on until they get back to the beginning. So it really helps to raise the visibility of the stores and to help folks know about our Southern Book Prize finalists. We typically run that at the beginning of February, and the stores that have participated have given us like really good feedback. They said they've gotten good amounts of engagement and followers. We try to include stores that have a lot of followers and stores that don't have a lot of followers so that we can help raise the visibility of everybody with those. So those are just a few things that we do to help raise stores' visibility. And we really, really want you to tell us about what you're doing. So fill out these forms or just email me and I'll send you all the links because I really want to feature your store on all of our things. And as Linda Marie said, our newsletter goes out every Thursday afternoon. Make sure you keep an eye out. That is like the one email where everything is. But as I said earlier, even if you missed that email, you can always go to our blog on sibaweb.com and you'll be able to see all of the articles there as well. I think that's everything. And now I will turn it over to Nikki, who will talk about some of our marketing stuff too.
Okay, well, I'm exhausted now. All right, so I'm Nikki Leone, and I am SIBA's communications person, and also run sort of the database, the member database, and some of the technical operational kinds of things. But mostly you'll know me because you'll see I'm the person who's inundating you with all of those emails that Linda Marie was talking about. But today I'm going to talk about what SIBA calls our consumer marketing programs for bookstores, and go back to sharing screens here so I can get this up. Oops. Okay, do you see our brochure there?
Yes.
All right, so first I just wanted to mention like why SIBA has a consumer marketing program, because everything that SIBA does has to conform to its primary mission, which is to help our member bookstores become more successful businesses. So every single program, every single thing we do has to conform to that primary mission, which means that all of our marketing programs are designed to either help bookstores sell more books or help readers find and shop at our member bookstores. So those are the two sort of goals that we have for these things that we're doing. And today I'm going to talk about two of the, you see there's like a bunch of things on this page, but I'm going to talk about two of them: the catalog program, the holiday and summer catalogs, and the Southern Bookseller Review, which is most of the rest of what's on this page. The catalog program is probably the most popular program that we have among our membership, certainly with some of the highest engagements, highest number of bookstores participating, and also, frankly, like the best return on investment that you can make from all of our programs. And what it does is it produces a professionally designed full color gift catalog. There's two, there's one in the summer and then one in the winter. That it produces these catalogs, these print pieces that would otherwise be beyond the budgets of most of our member bookstores to do on their own. They can be drop shipped for newspaper insertions. They can be delivered directly to your store to hand out to customers. They can be sent out via saturation mail to potential new customers, or a combination of all those things. And I'll just give you a brief pick. Here is the cover of the winter catalog. You're going to be hearing about the catalog over the next couple weeks or so, because the stores that are participating, all of their catalogs are landing in their stores this week. But also, we wanted to talk about it and make you all aware of it, because within a couple of months, we're going to start asking for bookstores to sign up to participate in the 2026 catalog program. And because it's a print piece, everything has to be done very early. And so you sign up for your summer catalogs in January and February. You sign up for your winter catalogs no later than May, really. So it's definitely a forward-looking piece, but they're always beautifully done. And not only are they beautifully done, but they are, Linda Marie, once again, I have lost the chat screen. So if anybody does post a question, would you please let me know?
Sure.
I can't see it.
So far, no questions, so all is good.
Okay. The other thing about the catalog program is that it comes with a whole host of resources to make this program a success for our bookstores. So there's collections, analyzed collections of the books that are going to be in the catalog. There is a whole massive number of designed materials, both for digital, for social media purposes, but also things that you can download and use for in-store signage. There's also, if you ask for it, that we'll design an online digital catalog page, which you can use with your customers right from your website. Here's an example of that. I don't know if Booksbound is here today. I think they signed up. So this is what their page looked like when they ordered the catalog. But it changes every year to match whatever the cover of the catalog is going to be. Publishers buy into the catalogs. They pay to list their books. But we do vet all the titles to make sure that they're appropriate to the indie bookstore market. So they're all things that you can feel confident in having and handing to your customers. You can also, with the winter catalog, which is larger than the summer one, have your store's information imprinted right on the catalog. There's a flat fee, which SEBA actually subsidizes partially, so make it a little bit easier and more cheaper for you to do. And what a lot of bookstores do is pick a neighborhood that they want to make inroads into for customers, and they'll send half their catalog ordered as a saturation mail through that neighborhood, and have half in their in-store to hand out to customers as well. So that's, just real quick what the catalog program is. It's been highly successful. And one other thing about it that I feel like I should mention, Candace talked a little bit about all the financial aid and scholarships and subsidies that are available to SEBA members. A lot of those are funded by the revenue that SEBA makes from publishers in doing this catalog. So we're very interested in bookstores participating in it. We want it to be something that's useful for them and that makes them a lot of money, that helps them sell a lot of books that they might not otherwise realize that their customers would have been interested in. But it's also something that is funding scholarships, which then turn around and we give back to booksellers to help with all sorts of programs and development, help them get to conferences, help them attend classes, that sort of thing. So it's one of sort of the underpinning programs that we do in SEBA. We're very anxious to have it work for all of our bookstores. So that is my little thing about catalogs. The other thing that I'm going to talk about is something called the Southern Bookseller Review, which is just what it sounds like. It is a website and newsletter devoted to the reviews and shelf talker type things that our member bookstores have to say about the books that they're promoting and the books that they're interested in selling and handing to their customers. It's all about that sort of what they call you've got to read this factor, where you have a book that you really love and you absolutely have to share it with somebody. Well, booksellers are booksellers because they make a career out of that. And the Southern Bookseller Review is a lot of reviews from our member bookstores, our member booksellers, about all kinds of things. And SIBA started this because for a long time, our region, the southern lower quarter of the United States, basically, publishers had pigeonholed us into only reading, they thought we only read Southern literature. And so they would only send like a very defined sort of narrow group of authors our way for programs. They'd only target authors for our bookstores that fit this very sort of narrow defined idea they had in their head of the kinds of books that Southern readers read and that Southern booksellers like to sell. And I know from reading a lot of the reviews that booksellers, our member booksellers, post on, say, Edelweiss, that you all read like a ton of things across a wide range of subjects and topics, and really the sky's the limit. So it's been a important mission or goal of SIBA to convince publishers to send more and different kinds of authors to bookstores, to SIBA programming, and to convince them to promote more different kinds of titles to the Southern market, because we feel it's an important market and that actually you all can make or break a book if you get behind it. So with that in mind, we created the Southern Bookseller Review. It is what it sounds like. There's lists of reviews from different bookstores about all different kinds of titles: fiction, nonfiction, children's, graphic novels. We do poetry. We do literature and translation. We do all the genres. You all love some romantasy right now, I've noticed. And we publish about anywhere between 7 to 15, sometimes as many as 20 reviews every week on the website, and then collect about 7 to 10 of those for the weekly newsletter. The reviews are all linked back to the reviewing store, and we try to publish not just a wide range of kinds of books, but also from a lot of different stores across all of our territory. And it's, I'll tell you, not a hard thing to do, because Edelweiss in particular will send us a list of the reviews that have been submitted by participating SIBA bookstores over the past week or so. And that list is on average about 100 and some titles long. So you guys read like a ton of books, and there's usually between 20 to 30 different bookstores represented in that list. I think at last count, we had over 90 participating bookstores with reviews on the Southern Bookseller Review. Reviews come for the website direct from Edelweiss, but also there is a form on SIBA's website as well, where booksellers can submit directly to SBR. And there's the newsletter comes out around about the same time as our SIBA newsletter that they told you to, that comes out this afternoon. The Southern Bookseller Review will come out tomorrow morning. And it is sent out to about our current circulation list is somewhere around 9,000, and it's been sort of steadily growing organically. We haven't done anything in the way of subscriber campaigns until just recently, which you'll read about in this afternoon's newsletter. So it's proved to be really popular. And one of the really nice things about it is that we also have a strong social media support campaign, which Candace handles. And we tag not just your store if you've written the review, but also the author and also the publisher. And one of the reasons for that is that we do want your stores to be highlighted and put in front of these publishers and these authors so that they know about you and they know that you're an actively reviewing store and somebody that should be on their radar. So that is the sort of general idea behind the Southern Bookseller Review. We do pull out books that are receiving lots of buzz. One of those is a sort of regular feature that we have called Bookseller Buzz, where if we have a book that has 3 or more positive Southern reviews, we'll pull it out and let people know about it. Publishers love to see that. We always make sure they know about it. We also pull out books every month that are being published that month that have been receiving lots and lots of buzz, and we call that feature Read This Next. And we also highlight that in our regular newsletter to booksellers and we send you all not links to sort of Edelweiss collections and things about the books, but also some signage that you can download and print out if you want to create a display of these books, because they're books that you all have been reviewing a lot and have had really good feedback on.
Nikki, Nikki, I have to interrupt for a quick second.
Sure.
So we have a question about the ways you see people's reviews on Edelweiss. I know we have an Edelweiss SIBA community as well. If you can go.
Yes. Yes. So Edelweiss has something called communities that SIBA booksellers can sign up for. And what that does, if you're writing a review on Edelweiss, you have some boxes you can check to say who you want to see your reviews. Like you can check, show this to the publisher or show this to my sales rep. And one of the headings in that list is communities. And if you're a member of SIBA's community, then the SIBA box will be there and you can check that. And then it goes on our report and we get sent it. So that's the sort of general rule. If you do not see a SIBA box on your options, you can email me and I can make sure to put you on the list, because we did not open the SIBA community to all and sundry to sign up for. We basically only want SIBA booksellers on that list. So we do try to keep up with all the bookstores, but we don't always know all the staff that are posting reviews, in which case, if you send us who's doing the reviewing, I'll make sure that they have access to that to check it. Did that answer that question?
Jill, did you want to unmute and ask any more? I think she's good.
Okay. And then the final thing I did want to mention for the Southern Bookseller Review, because it is coming up this coming month, is the one Southern literature focused thing that we do on Southern Bookseller Review is we run the Southern Book Prize. And that is all about Southern literature and Southern authors. And it used to be called the SIBA Book Award, but we sort of rebranded it. And the way it works is that a list of finalist titles gets published on the 1st of November. It's basically culled from all of the reviews and nominations that you all have already submitted, and the books that have the most nominations, the most positive enthusiasm and support behind them, become finalists in the Southern Book Prize. And there are 6 books in fiction, nonfiction, and young readers. We then turn that into a ballot, and the ballot is actually a fun thing. It is actually open to readers to vote. So we create this ballot of 18 different books, Southern books that our members loved and picked for finalists. And then we open up the ballot for readers to vote on, and they get a say in picking what we call the best Southern books of the year. And the great thing about the ballot is that not only are they picking the books, they have to say which Southern bookstore they like to shop at. And they also have to say something nice about their local Southern bookstore, which is really kind of awesome because they say the most amazing and wonderful things. They will say things like, "Oh, they always give me good recommendations," which is great to hear. But they also say crazy things like, "Oh, they had." One person said, "Oh, they always have every Star Wars title I'm looking for." You know that. Okay, well, that's awesome. So, and we'll collect all those and we'll pass those along to the stores, you know, that they apply to. So it's a nice bit of feel good. I do remember a couple of years ago, after one of the hurricanes went through Florida, we were able to send Blinking Owl Books in Fort Myers, Florida, like this long list of things that her customers had said about her store, even though they were still closed and recovering from the hurricane. And it just, I think, made her day. So the Southern Book Prize also is readers are incentivized to vote because they can be entered into a raffle to win a gift card to shop at their local bookstore, their local SIBA member bookstore. So if they get awarded that gift card, then they go back to your store and buy all those books. So that's this, I think, all I have to say about the Southern Book Prize. And I think, Linda Marie, I'm sort of at the end of everything I was going to talk about. Are there any other questions?
I think there are no more questions right now.
Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing and turn it back over to you.
All right. I know that was a lot of information for you all. So there's just a couple more things I wanted to briefly share. Through this presentation, there were a couple of like things you should do. So one of them is check out our newsletter on Thursdays. The second one was review books on Edelweiss. That helps you. That helps you in so many ways beyond SIBA, because when you review on Edelweiss and get your staff to review on Edelweiss, you become very visible to the publisher of that book. They're checking that out all the time, so it raises your bookstore's visibility and your staff's visibility because they will often start receiving direct information. And also, we will help when we see your reviews. We will use them in our various newsletters, as Nikki said, and they go directly to consumers. The link in the Southern Bookseller Review with your review clicks right through to your store's shopping cart. So it's a really great thing. The last thing I wanted to just mention, because it's a timely thing, is we are working on our March Madness program right now. Takes place during 3 weeks in March. We host these March Madness events at usually about 9 stores across our territory. They take place from 10 to 3 local time. The morning part is education from the host store that the host store is really proud of or doing really well. The luncheon is with a visiting author. And then the afternoon, we have an idea share among the participating booksellers who came to the March Madness event. The feedback from host stores and attendees is really, it's so positive. It's one of the most popular things that we do, and it's very accessible to members because we try to have them spread out across the territories that most of our member stores are within a couple hours driving distance to these events, and the events are free to member stores. So right now, we're accepting stores' applications to be a host store. I don't have, if someone could put the link to that in the chat. So October 15th is the deadline. If you think your store or you know of a store near you that you think would be a great March Madness host store for the 2026 series, please apply. If you have some questions about that, just email us and we'll tell you more about the program. But I'd love you to take advantage of it. It's every year we try to go to different stores. So the more stores that express interest, the more likely we'll have, a new slate of stores for 2026. And it's also great because publishers are sending these visiting authors to these stores. So it's a way to get your store on the radar of our publisher partners. So there is a question about, can you post the reviews on multiple websites? I'm wondering if are you meaning the Southern Bookseller reviews, Rakaya? Wonder if you could unmute.
Actually, yeah, I can answer that, I think. It actually it actually touches on something that I didn't mention because I thought it would be too technical. But this the reviews that you submit to Southern Bookseller Review, when you're at Edelweiss, you can check however many people you want to share it to. So you can also submit them to, say, Indie Next, the ABA's Indie Next. You can, whatever boxes you have on your share list, you could certainly check them. But as far as sharing reviews on websites via the Southern Bookseller Review, one of the things that we do offer, and it's a really cool idea, so I hope more stores take us up on it, is if your store reviews regularly, and by regularly I mean at least 3 or 4 times a year, preferably about once a month or so, somebody from your store posts a review, then what SIBA can do is put those into a feed for you to put directly on your website, so that it's a little widget that you could add to your website, and it will always show the top 5, the most recent 5 reviews that your staff or your store has had published on the Southern Bookseller Review. And what that does is it acts as a sort of always current staff picks page. So one of the things I know that bookstores like always have trouble doing is keeping up with what our staff is reading. It's the kind of thing that you always like intend to do, but it's like the last thing anybody wants to do. So in this case, if you're regularly reviewing on the Southern Bookseller Review, if one of your staff is just, I know some bookstores just have staff who love to write little reviews and shelf talkers. If you're regularly doing that and getting them into Southern Bookseller Review, even if we don't put them in the newsletter, we'll publish them on the website so that your staff pick section has always got relatively recent new reviews. And it's a great little feature. I know E. Shaver Books in Savannah does it and loves it. And also I found out when I was talking to Melissa at E. Shaver that her staff, it incentivizes them to read and write more because they love to see that they've been published, which is not something I ever really thought about, but it was like a sort of shot in the arm to them that, oh yes, I've been published on the Southern Bookseller Review. So if you're interested in doing that, it does require you having somebody who can put a widget on your website, but if you want to do that, get in touch with me and we can make that happen.
I can speak to as the person who posts all these reviews on social media. When usually the bookstore or someone from the bookstore will end up tagging the actual bookseller who posted it, or if the bookseller sees it, they get so excited on social media and they'll be like, "This is me, hooray!" So they do get really excited to see their reviews, out there.
Right. Does that answer your question, Rakaya?
I'm sorry, I'm multitasking. So I should have asked. I guess it's when we write a review for the Southern Booksellers Review, it's exclusive to you
No,
on Edelweiss.
no, not exclusive at all. You're sharing it. If you're
Okay.
doing it on Edelweiss, you're sharing it with anybody that you
Okay.
want to share it with on Edelweiss. No, absolutely not exclusive to
Okay.
Southern Bookseller Review.
Because I was thinking, that I would put it on my website. I would, put
Absolutely.
it in NetGalley. I would put it other places. That's what I was asking.
SIBA has no proprietary ownership or anything of anything in the Southern Bookseller Review. That is your content.
Okay.
We're reprinting it in the hopes of promoting your store.
Okay.
And so that's its purpose. And also, if you don't want us to print something, we'll certainly take it down. If you see something you're like, no, I don't want that one up, then just let me know and we'll take it back down. But as it stands, no, not at all. It's yours to do with as you will.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Were there any more questions? Anyone want to unmute and ask a question? We know it was a lot. All right. Well, I guess that's it then, for this gathering. Just keep, as you know, there's a newsletter coming out in 2 hours. So check it out and email any of us if you have any questions on what we went over, or you just want to meet with us one-on-one to have, to go over some questions you might have. So we appreciate you being here today. Thank you.